It was June 23, 2018, a seemingly ordinary Saturday in the mountainous region of Thailand. A group of boys, aged between 11 and 16, decided to explore the Tham Luang cave after their football practice. Accompanying them was their 25-year-old coach, Ekafon Chanthawanga. However, what seemed like just another small adventure quickly turned into a nightmare when they failed to anticipate a catastrophic event that was about to unfold that day. An unexpected torrential rain began to fall. The waters started rising rapidly, flooding the cave's corridors and blocking the only entrance. The water surged with a ferocity no one could have foreseen, and soon the group was trapped, uncertain if they could escape or even survive. As the hours ticked by, the air grew thinner, and fears spread among the boys. The pitch-black darkness amplified their anguish. With no food, no plan, and time working against them, their situation became increasingly desperate. As the boys tried to stay calm, their families grew worried about their delayed return and raised the alarm. Local authorities were alerted immediately, but the initial search efforts were fruitless. The local rescue teams, lacking the expertise to handle the extreme cave conditions, were quickly overwhelmed by the rising waters and impenetrable darkness. Entering the cave was no simple task. It was a labyrinth of flooded, treacherous tunnels stretching over 10 kilometers. Just when hope seemed lost, a glimmer of possibility emerged. Experienced divers from Australia, the United Kingdom, and the United States, alongside cave rescue specialists, joined the mission. With the relentless rain and water levels rising, conditions became increasingly complicated. The only hope of finding the boys was to traverse the dangerous submerged sections of the cave, though no one knew if they were still alive. After days of exhaustive searching, on the 9th day, British divers Rick Stanton and John Valanthan found a clue. They navigated through a series of submerged tunnels until they reached a dry chamber within the cave. What awaited them was astonishing. The boys, still alive, though fragile and malnourished, and their coach, doing his best to keep everyone calm. Relief swept over the rescuers, but the true challenge was just beginning. The question now was, how could they get these 13 lives out of such an inaccessible and hostile place? Conditions inside the cave were so extreme that the only way to rescue the boys was through an underwater operation. But there was an even greater obstacle. The water levels continued to rise. In some parts of the cave, the water was above the divers' heads, and the pressure within the tunnels was so intense that even the most experienced divers had to exercise extreme caution. Additionally, the cave's oxygen supply was depleting rapidly. Every second was critical. The boys and their coach were exhausted, worn down by days of deprivation. The only thing sustaining them was hope, fueled by the promise of a rescue that seemed increasingly distant. On the surface, rescue teams, after evaluating all options, devised a bold plan: sedate the boys and transport them, one by one, through the submerged sections of the cave. The operation was extremely risky, and any mistake could be fatal, but there was no alternative. Each boy was carefully sedated and escorted by experienced divers, and time seemed to stand still. The narrow tunnels and lack of oxygen made the rescue even more harrowing. Every movement was crucial, with the risk of failure looming closer by the second. Between July 8 and July 10th, the world watched in real time as the tense rescue unfolded. One by one, the boys and their coach were brought out of the cave, navigating critical and challenging points. Each rescue was a race against the clock. The rescue of the first boy brought immense relief, but the euphoria was short-lived as the next rescue loomed, with the risks only increasing. When the coach, the last to be rescued, finally emerged from the water exhausted but alive, the rescue team couldn't hold back their tears. Their triumphant cheers echoed not only in Thailand but across the globe. Against all odds, they had succeeded. What do you think about this story? Would you dare to visit this cave someday? If you found this story captivating, click on the video on your screen to discover another exploration that ended in a terrifying disaster. Consider subscribing to the channel. It helps me a lot. Thank you all for watching, and see you in the next video.